This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
I can say to my new Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, hey, find a keto-friendly restaurant nearby and text it to Beth and Steve. And it does without me lifting a finger, so I can get in more squats anywhere I can. 1, 2, 3.
Will that be cash or credit?
Credit. 4.
Galaxy S25 Ultra, the AI companion that does the heavy lifting so you can do you. Get yours at Samsung.com. Compatible with select apps. Requires Google Gemini account. Results may vary based on input. Check responses for accuracy.
Welcome to the Dulce Candy podcast, your go-to destination for self-love, high vibe, living, and personal development. I am Dulce Candy, your host, war veteran, published author, meditation teacher, and content creator, here to guide you on a journey of transformation and growth. Through enlightening conversations, practical strategies, and inspiring stories, we'll delve into mindfulness, spirituality, and the art of living a high vibe life. Each week, we'll explore the tools to manifest love, abundance, and positivity in all aspects of life. So sit back, tune in, and get ready to elevate your soul as we embark on this beautiful and transformative journey together. Welcome to the Dulce Candy podcast. Welcome back, everybody. We are here with the beautiful Elisabeth Hoekstra. She is the COO and best-selling author of The Recipe to Elevated Consciousness. And She is the COO of Forbidden Knowledge. Forbidden.
Number 4.
Like 4.
Yes.
And she also has another really great book called The Mother Earth Effect. So it is such an honor to have you here. And I'm just really inspired by your story and how you've been able to transform your life.
Thank you so much. Yeah. It's been a journey, that's for sure. And it's like alchemy, right? You take pain and suffering and then you switch it into happiness, love, and peace. And it's actually, anyone can do it. And it's been a crazy journey, but I can say that honestly, I've learned so much and I wouldn't take anything back. So I appreciate you so much for getting both of my books and then for also following my journey. So thank you so much.
Yes. So I would love to begin with having you describe your morning routine. High achieving people, or really anybody, it really defines who you become and who you are. So I would love to know what does your morning routine look like?
Yes. So it changes from day to day, but I can tell you some constants. So I do wake up in between 5 and 6 a.m. every single morning. And immediately before I leave the bed, this is every morning, I think of 5 things that I'm grateful for. So immediately I'm bringing any type of, I get nightmares sometimes. A lot of people with a lot of trauma will have nightmares. So sometimes I have to transmute that energy. And so I automatically think about 5 things I'm so grateful for. And that really helps to begin my morning in a really, really good vibration, a very healthy vibration, and just positive. So I do that before I even leave the bed. I make sure I do not grab a phone. That's one of the worst things that anyone can do, is grab your phone immediately upon waking, because that's not how your brain wakes itself up. Because of the blue light and screens, if you stare straight at your phone as soon as you wake up, your brain is going to go, it's going to skip some brain wave states. So you're jumping from, let's say, alpha or even delta to a beta brainwave state without coming through alpha, the waking, without coming through theta, like that wake state, which is incredibly important for healthy brain power, right? So no looking at screens for the first, probably I would say 15 minutes of the morning. I should extend that. I would recommend people even an hour. When I first started to incorporate a morning routine, I took an hour before I even looked at screens, because I would do a lot of journaling. Now I just think of the grateful thoughts, but I did used to write them down, because there is a change when you put pen to paper. and it kind of creates more energy behind whatever you're writing about. So it really, really encompasses that energy of whatever you're speaking. So gratefulness, right? So when I would put pen to paper, I would just feel it all through my body, like the gratefulness. And if you're trying to manifest things, also pen to paper is the way to do it. But recently, yeah, I'm just so busy. So my morning routine has shortened a little bit, but so, I mean, I take the first 5 minutes. I think of 5 things I'm grateful for. I get out of bed. I have a rebounder on the outside on my deck. So I like to start getting my blood flowing right away. And then this rebounder is actually a cellar sizer, which every spring inside of the rebounder is coiled to bounce every single cell in your body. So I love it. And I go out there and I jump for about 5 minutes, and I'm thinking about positive thoughts, and I'm really feeling like the energy flow through my body, and I'm feeling my cells jumping. Of course, it's the best way to work your lymphatic system. A lot of people have clogged lymphatic systems, which will make people feel very drained and kind of tired. So that immediate rush of blood flow, circulation, it just brings a different type of energy to your morning. So if you don't have a cellar sizer, you don't have a rebounder, even some jumping jacks, just to get your blood flowing, just to, wake you up. So I make sure I do that. And then I always grab my phone after that, and I will put on some sort of affirmations. I'll put on the Tao Te Ching read by Wayne Dyer, which I usually do probably about 90% of my mornings. I'm listening to that specifically by Wayne Dyer. Or anything just really, really inspirational, right? Teaching, even if it's something I've already known and I already know, it's just kind of hearing those cymatics and letting those cymatics kind of seep into your physical body brings you into a really, really great state. So I'll do that. And then I have a couple different modalities that I like to play around with. One is brain tap, and it's a headphones and a visor. So the visor is flashing lights at you while you're listening to this meditative music, and it just switches you into a meditative state so quickly. You don't even really have to get there, right? So, I'll do brain tap or meditate, and pretty much after that, I'm off. Oh no, I forgot one thing that I've incorporated lately, which is so important. It's ozone. Have you heard of ozone?
No, what is that?
Oh my goodness. So ozone is actually, so an oxygen molecule oxygen is 2 molecules of oxygen, right? Ozone is 3 molecules of oxygen. And what ozone does is it's antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral, antimicrobial. So this is so incredibly important, and it should be mainstream news. But of course, a lot of people would lose a lot of money if it was, because it's actually been found to cure things like Ebola in Africa. They've done studies. Yes. And so you can do this multiple ways, but the only way that you shouldn't is you can't breathe it in. It's not good for your lungs, but you can do it topically. You can do it intravenously. I mean, this is freaking magic, to be honest. And it's been a life changer for me and my partner. And yeah, I just noticed so much more focused energy, no brain fog. I mean, it's a really one of the main things that I'm probably going to start speaking about, because I feel like this should be well-known knowledge. You have this machine and you have an oxygen tank, and it transverts the oxygen into O3. And then you can ozonate olive oil, you can ozonate water, you can ozonate coconut oil, and then rub it on your skin. It's a great moisturizer. It helps cellular rejuvenation. It helps microcirculation. Yes. I mean, this should be common knowledge, but they kind of try to suppress it, I feel like, because of all the benefits, because it cures so many things, or it heals so many things. So it would take out a lot of industries, I think.
And I think it's so inspiring to see that someone who has achieved, I mean, you live a life that you absolutely love. You wake up every day, you're blessed, but you created this life for yourself, and still put in the work every single day to maintain, right? Yeah.
Yes. Well, what people see is the tip of the iceberg, right? So what we show on our social medias and all of, what people really observe about you is really only the tip of what your life is. They don't
Yeah.
see the hard work, the sweat, the tears, the stressful nights, the having to stay up all night because you have so much work to do. Literally today, I have been running since 5 a.m. and I literally ate my lunch in 10 minutes so I could be here on time. I'm like sprinting. I mean, they don't see that though. They only see the good, shiny things. So it makes people believe sometimes, I would say, that, life is easy or she's lucky or, things like that. But really, I mean, it's manifestation and action behind those manifestations every single day to be able to really live the life that you want. And I love my life. You're right.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you about balance. I know this is not one of the questions that I sent over to you, but you are someone, you're a mother also. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You have a personal life, you're running businesses that are flourishing and growing, and you're still able to take care of yourself and be happy and grounded among everything that you're doing. So I would love to hear how you, I don't know, people always ask, how do you find balance, right? But like someone like you, how do you manage all of these different facets of your life?
Mm-hmm.
They're all flourishing, you know?
And I love that question. What a good question. So it's interesting because I actually heard somebody speak about success means no balance, right? Because you have to give away time here and give away time there to become successful, right? And I really thought about that. And it was someone I really looked up to. And I'm like, I don't really agree with that, because success in my eyes is balance. It's balance. It's being able to have the jobs, right? Live the job and have the career of your life. And then also be the best mother that you can possibly be to your children and be able to spend a whole bunch of time with them, right? And then family is everything to me. I don't know what I would do without my family, right? So, I mean, balance for me is necessary in my life. And so what we do is we make sure we schedule out days, right? Probably like not even a lot, but 2 days a month. We will put our phones away. We will not touch our phones. And we literally just throw ourselves into something in nature, right? We go for walks, we go for hikes, we go jet skiing, we take little staycations places, and no one's allowed to use their phone. No screens, no devices. So we can really connect with each other, because a lot of people mistake good time spent with family when really all you're doing is looking at your screen the whole time. You're just scrolling, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I really, really love the fact that we have those days, because those days really bring us closer together. Also, when we're eating, I make sure I make a rule like no phones at dinner time, because these are the short times that we're able to connect throughout the week, right? Because it is busy. It's incredibly busy. So I make sure that we don't have any type of phones during dinner, and that really makes that family life feel more stable, right? It makes that time quality instead of just I'm sitting down at the table with my family right now. It really makes that time quality. So that's very important. And then my son has different things at school. He loves basketball, and he has little important things that he loves for me to be at. So honestly, if I have an important meeting, that's going to move, that's going to change behind that moment with my son, because they grow up and then they leave, right? So you miss these beautiful moments that you only have for the moment in time. So, I mean, I just really, really make sure, honestly, my top priority is me, right? It's me. So I can be healthy. I can be full of love and peace. So then I'm able to be a good mother. I'm able to be a good wife. I'm able to be the best at my career. And so, yeah, I mean, it's really getting your priorities in order, making sure you stick by that, and you're not, killing yourself for your job, right? If I feel like I'm overdoing something, then I'll just take 15 minutes. I'll go meditate and come right back. And then once you start living a healthy lifestyle, and once you start these biohacking, mechanisms and tricks and stuff, and you really start to engulf your life, which is a lifestyle in this healthy way of living, I mean, life becomes easy, and you can do 10 hours of work in an hour because you're laser focused, right? I mean, I can knock out things like back and forth within an hour that we usually would take the average person maybe 6, you know? So, I mean, it's really about clearing the brain fog, right? Being very present in what you're doing and getting laser focused so you can get the work done, so you can do different things and then have that balance.
When I was reading your book, I saw so much of myself in your story, especially in your younger years. And, you know, you're someone who has lived many different lifetimes in one lifetime. And I love how you were able to take what happened to you and you transmuted it and transformed it into something so beautiful and positive and empowering. And I would love if you can share, I mean, you know, because so many people might feel like they're victims to their life situation and what they have, you know, what they've been through. So when did you know that even though you went through everything that you went through, when was that change that happened within you that you said, you know, enough is enough and I'm going to turn this into something positive for my life?
Yeah. Well, you know what? When you get pregnant and you become responsible for another life, it's like, oh my gosh, like, oh, I can't be out here messing up because now I'm literally responsible for a whole other being. So I can't be out here messing up. So that was really the thing that kind of stemmed my growth of self-awareness, because I had to stop and I wasn't going to submit myself to be, you know, going to jail and leaving my kid in foster care or doing drugs and putting my kid's life at risk when I'm pregnant or, you know, just anything. I wasn't willing to do that. So I had to make some serious changes in my life. And that really kind of helped me become more self-aware. And then when I became self-aware, which I realized one day it hit me like a ton of bricks, I'm like, I'm not my thoughts. I was like, I can control my thoughts. I was like, oh my God. So all I got to do is think positive and I can feel good. Wow, this is crazy. So that literally hit me like a ton of bricks. And I started thinking about my life and what I've been through. And I really started looking at things like, okay, well, these are issues and problems and traumas that I had to go through to be stronger. Right. And then I started studying and researching. And my personal belief is that you incarnate in this life, but before you incarnate, you pick your struggles. You pick what you're going to go through so your soul can grow. That's my firm belief. So I look at things now not as, oh my God, that happened to me. My life sucks. No, I think that all of the things that I've been through are beautiful things, because through every single pain, every single stressor, every single bad moment, it makes a person stronger. So now I'm not scared of anything. I mean, give me anything. Like if it scares me, I'm going right towards it. Right. I'm just like, I'll dive right in because I know fear equals growth, right? That's resistance to growth. So all my life, I've dedicated my whole life to growth. So anything I'm scared of, I'm like, please give me some more, because I know that it's going to teach me something. I'm going to become stronger and I won't have that fear anymore because I will overcome it. So
that's so powerful. So many people are so afraid of fear, and really it's just something that we create in our own minds, and it holds so many people back from growing. You know?
I know. I was scared to quit smoking cigarettes. I was a cigarette smoker for 20 years. I was terrified. I'm like, oh my God, this is my crutch. I stopped doing drugs and this is the only thing I have left. Like, what am I going to do? No. I was like, you know what? I'm not letting anything outside of myself control me anymore. I'm going to be the one in control. So that was like, I cut cold turkey, you know? I mean, fear of speaking. I had a horrible fear of public speaking. I almost fainted in a college class because I had to introduce myself, right? I had to literally say, my name is Elisabeth and I'm from, I literally almost fainted. So I'm like, wow, you know, but now it's like, please, I jumped through that fear speaking, because I feel like once you can be authentic and true to yourself and share your story, right? I was scared to share my story, but people can relate. And then once people can relate to you, now they see, oh, wow, she did it. Now I can too. So that's inspiring, you know? And it's like, there's needs to be more of that on this planet. We're scared to share our stories. We're scared to share our downfalls, the things that we went through. But that's so inspiring to people because everybody goes through something. So it's like, if they can relate and they see you're thriving and growing, it's like, wow, I can do that too. So, yeah, I'm really, really, really honest about a lot of the stuff that I've been through, because I just felt the need to relate to people, because my story is so crazy. But guess what? Like, so is a lot of other people's, and a lot of other people are ashamed. And it's like, I'm not ashamed of what I went through. I'm not ashamed of what I did 20 years ago. I'm just, it all made me who I am today. And I'm extremely proud of the woman I am today. And I wouldn't take any of it back, because I wouldn't be the same. So it's like, I'm not scared. I'm not scared to share. And a lot more people I encourage, especially women. We have been kind of suppressed for a very, very long time. And it's time for us to grow and stand in our own true divine power. I mean, you can see the results of this around the planet, right? Because if women were more in power in the planet, I mean, we don't want to fight people. Do we walk up to people and punch people? Like, that's not even in our energy. Like, I would never even think in a million years, I'm going to walk up to this, Yeah, it's exactly. Like, it would be a different world. It would be a different world. So I'm not a feminist. I'm not, I'm not one of those people, but it's about really just standing in your divine feminine power. And that's what the world needs more of.
Define divine feminine.
I believe a lot of people have a different explanation of it, but to be really, really in your divine feminine power, I feel like that's coming from heart, right? Really, really making decisions through heart, feeling, right? Because we feel things, we're intuitive, right? So really feeling what's going on instead of trying to have your logic mind override what's really happening, because your body always knows. Yeah. Your body always knows, right? If you're around somebody and your body's telling you, you're shaking, you got cold hands and sweat and your heart's beating fast, obviously that person is probably not good for your energy, right? So being more in tune with feeling, with our emotions, because we've gotten cut off from it from lots of years of trauma and, collective trauma and so forth. So, I mean, really, really just feeling and making decisions through our intuition, because our intuition does not lie. So, I mean, really, really standing in that. Also, not being like, screw this, I'm better than men. A man is, I'm smarter. No, nothing like that. But to be standing right beside your man or right beside your partner, equally supporting each other, back and forth. No rise of I'm better than this and he's better. No. You stand behind your man or beside your man, and you are the one nurturing the situation, right? You come from that loving, nurturing energy, and men have totally different energy. And because they do, that's why we're yin and yang, right? That's why we blend so well, because we're opposites. But it's knowing and understanding that and really, really being okay with it, and supportive. It's just really, really kind of being more in touch with what we've lost over lifetimes, because we've had to be more independent. We've had to go through pain and suffering. We've been suppressed. So a lot of our feminine qualities have been suppressed because of all that. So it's like realizing it's okay. It's okay to be powerful. It's okay to be super powerful in our divine energy. And, we do have divine feminine and masculine, which makes us, yin and yang as well. But really just knowing the qualities and being okay with that, not scared anymore. I think a lot of women are living in a lot of fear.
Yeah.
So
that's, I see a lot of that just by observation in the dating culture, how there's a lot of almost a hardness. And I feel like it's more of a protection mechanism of like, I have to be, like the one on the top and the man is lower beneath me. And I think it is a survival mechanism, because women do want to be soft also. They want to be nurtured, but that's also powerful at the same time.
Yes.
And
vulnerability is power.
Vulnerable. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You are also someone who has reinvented themselves over and over and over again and in drastic ways. And I feel like in our culture, we're starting to see a lot of people shift out of the mentality of, the 9 to 5. I really admire people who break the mold and are always constantly reinventing themselves and killing it every single time. But a lot of people are afraid to leave security or something that they know to even step outside and really fulfill their life purpose, you know?
Yeah.
What would you say to someone who is listening to this and they want to make a change, but they're afraid of the unknown or taking that next step?
Yes, I mean, that was me. I was scared. I was terrified. When I was a chef, I realized after 2 years, it was not for me. I was too strenuous. I liked the creativity of creating beautiful desserts. You know, I was a pastry chef, but I hated the industry because it was like, man, it was 16 hours, 14, 16 hours on your feet. You couldn't sit down. I mean, I'm cleaning pig's blood off the ground. I'm like, this is so not me. Like, this is just not me. And I was scared. I was scared for 6 years in that industry before I quit. I walked away. So, I mean, what I would advise people that have that fear is that on the other side is greatness. Whatever is for you will find you no matter what. I mean, you're doing what you're doing for the time being because of its purpose in that time being. But who wants to go to work and stress out all day long? First of all, that's bad for your physical body. You're going to die a lot sooner because now your body is in a very sympathetic state. And so your nervous system is always high wired, right? So that's not good to be in all the time. And when going to a job that you hate, that's automatically what your body goes into. Number one. Number two, it's like you're choosing to suffer when you're in that state, right? Like I chose to suffer for 4 years after my enjoyment of the first 2. I chose to suffer because I'm like, I was scared. I was scared to leave. What am I going to do? How am I going to find another job? You know, I was terrified. I had a baby, you know? So I was like, it was fear. It was fear-based, but also think about energy and what that type of energy attracts. So because I was going to work every day, I was stressing out. I have negative energy surrounding me, so I'm going to attract more negative things, right? But walking away, I can tell you one thing. Walking away in the day that I did, I felt so good. I was freaking free, man. It felt like 10,000 pound change just got ripped off my body. I'm like, I'm freaking free. Like, this is amazing. Like, I was feeling so good. When you're in that state of that good gratefulness feeling, things fall towards you automatically. And you know what? Everyone is going to be okay. You know what I mean? Whatever is meant to happen in this lifetime, it's already happened. You know, it's already happening. And it's just really being okay with the present, because once you really, really get into this present moment, all there is that oneness, right? And that's all we are, part of the oneness. So just jump over that fence, you know? I mean, on the other side of fear is greatness. And I can tell you that was the best decision I ever made, walking away from that job. So
I know I relate to that story as well, because I also made a really big career move about 2 years ago, and I was also afraid. And I also suffered for a few years because I knew this wasn't for me, but I was afraid of the unknown. And now it's like, you're so right. Everything falls into your life. And one day you just wake up and you're like, I love my life, you know? And it's possible to have inner peace and love your life and love everything that you do. So I would also love to talk about biohacking, because I know you're an expert in this field as well. And what does that even mean? You're the first one that I ever heard biohacking from. I had no idea what that meant and how powerful it is, you know?
Yeah.
So thank you so much for bringing this knowledge. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much. Wow. So, I mean, biohacking to me, I know everybody has a different kind of way that they say it or they do it or whatever. And honestly, Dave Asprey, the godfather of biohacking, that actually coined that term. I mean, he invented the term. I think it's in the dictionary now. So, but I kind of changed it. It's more for me, biohacking is kind of changing your environment, your inner and outer environment, to live optimally, right? As optimal as possible. Get out of stress and trauma and move into really optimal living, which is happiness and peace and love, right? And that's not always the case, because we all have emotions, and I never want to disregard emotions, you know? And I don't even want to put negative connotation on, let's say, depression or anger, because those are emotions. That all that is your body telling you something that you need to pay attention to. So I don't like to put a negative connotation on emotions because they just are. Yeah. I mean, be more in control of them, right? Be more in control of your inner and outer world. So that's kind of what biohacking means to me personally. When I first entered the space of biohacking, what I noticed is that it was a bunch of middle-aged white men, right? Spending a crap ton of money becoming superhuman, right? And I'm looking at that, and I'm observing that, and I'm like, this is great. This is great. But what about the people that are stressed out every single day, that are living in toxic environments every single day, and they have to live through stress, trauma, and depression all day long because of their environment? What about those people, right? So I really took biohacking and I tried to spread the word to everybody that needed it, right? That needs it. Because honestly, a lot of our population on this planet, we're suffering. We're suffering due to toxicity, due to no nutrition in the food we get, like poisoned food. I mean, why do they put all the extra stuff in our foods? You know what I'm saying? Like it's absolutely ridiculous. So I mean, it's really the people that when I really took on the word and started promoting the word biohacking, it was in my own way to speak to people that really could benefit off of it because they've been through stress, they've been through trauma, and all they want to do is feel better, right? So when I started speaking about it, I tried to do it more in a way where people could do these different hacks for free, right? Like go stand on the earth outside with your bare feet. It's going to make you feel good, things like that. Because honestly, not everybody can afford the $25,000 hyperbaric oxygen chamber. You know what I'm saying? Like not everybody can afford going to get a brain training unit that costs $15,000. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what can we do right now to make us feel better? And there's so many simple things that don't cost anything that can literally bring you out of these stress states. And once you get out of these stress states, you start attracting, right? Things start falling towards you. Life becomes easier because you don't carry that energy of negativity, that low vibration, right? Once you start vibrating a little higher, then things come easier. And then you can manifest some money, and then you can go get the expensive biohacking stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
So, okay. So what are some of these free things that people can start doing now after this episode?
So yes, the number one thing is connect to the earth, right? All over the Mother Earth effects. I love it. I actually wrote that with Olivia Smith, who is Clint Ober's right-hand woman. And he's the guy that actually rediscovered grounding in the 1990s. And so, man, when I discovered grounding, I was like, what is this? Because it's an automatic shift. You can literally feel your nervous system down regulate. Like it's almost like a whoosh. That's what I felt when I first grounded. I'm like, oh my God, what is this? So I just started digging into the research. And of course I found Clint Ober, and, I dove right into it because honestly, it is the most amazing thing. It's the most amazing biohack, and it's free. Literally go outside, connect your hands, feet, whatever skin to the earth's surface, and you will literally feel the stress being pulled out of your body. Literally. Stress causes inflammation. Inflammation is the basis of autoimmune disease. Inflammation causes pain in the body, which causes stress in the mind. So it's like this circle of toxicity going back and forth. And if people were able just to ground 30 minutes a day, they would notice a shift in their life, a huge shift. So, you're pulling the stress out of your body. You cannot be chronically inflamed when you're grounded. So it pulls pain out of your body. It pulls stress out of your body because it down-regulates your nervous system from sympathetic to parasympathetic, rest and digest. There's just so many benefits to it. Circulation. So now your energy is flowing, your blood is flowing, your fluids are flowing. Blood is coming to all parts of your body, bringing nutrition to all parts of your body. This stuff is magic. And all you literally have to do is go outside, put your hands and feet on the ground and sit there. Literally. So, and then scientifically, it's literally the absorption of electrons into your physical body, which every single cell in your body needs electrons, negative ions, right? They're all over the Earth's surface. I'm not talking about grounding like, I'm grounded, like grounding your energy, which is also good. But this is literally like it creates a physiological change in your body. And now they have over 30 case studies, double blind, that prove the science behind grounding. So automatically, that's my number one go-to free modality that I would tell everyone to do. Second, I really love EFT, which is emotional freedom technique, tapping. So you're tapping on energetic points in your body. You're saying affirmations. And while you're saying those affirmations, you're tapping, right? So that really, really seeps into your subconscious. And so it can create a new reality, right? So people that are suffering with stress, like I'm talking about heavy amounts of stress, even trauma that they want to rewire within themselves. Yeah. EFT is my go-to. Go into the mirror and do EFT about that trauma, and you can literally rewire your subconscious about that trauma. So now you don't have to carry it like a freaking weight on your shoulders all day. So amazing, amazing modality. Even if you're at work and someone's pissing you off or something, you can go into the bathroom and tap it out. I've done it before. It's magic. Okay. Yes, it's magic. So definitely that. And then, good sleep is so important. That's automatic. So, I mean, what do I mean by good sleep? That's getting into all the states of sleep at the proper amount of time, right? So how do you get better sleep? Well, it's not seeing blue light 3 hours before you go to sleep. That helps with your sleep. Going to sleep at a regular time every night, not binging on a bunch of movies and scary movies right before you go to sleep. That's really horrible for your subconscious. Reading a book right before you fall asleep, something very positive, because literally you're training your brain on what to fall asleep to. So, and you can manifest in dreams. You can become lucid in your dreams and rewire your entire subconscious. That's where a lot of inventors get ideas, is through lucid dreaming. So, sleep is really amazing. So once you can get the proper amounts of sleep and the proper quality of sleep, you'll notice your life change. Don't drink caffeine after the afternoon. There's a lot of little things that you can stop doing or do to increase sleep quality. So that's also free. And then last but not least, meditation. Meditation is free. Give yourself peace of mind and some space for you. We get too busy, right? Especially in Western culture. It's like, oh my God, we have to do this, we have to do that, we got to do that, we got to do that. But like I said, I prioritize myself. So even though I've had a crazy day, I've still taken moments for myself to breathe, meditate, get present, get back into the right type of energy. Literally 5 minutes a day will change your life. So all free.
Thank you for sharing all of that. I know so many people are going to benefit from that. I just want to say thank you so much, because you're always sharing knowledge that is helping people in tremendous ways and healing the world. And we need people to be healed and to be happy and to be aligned. Because you already know all the evil that is very present in our reality also.
Let me say something about that really quick, because there are some really, really horrible things that are happening right now. Really horrible things. And I just want to tell people that what I found in my life is I don't pay attention to what I can't control, because no amount of stress, madness, anger is ever going to serve anyone. Nobody. You're literally bringing down the world when you're paying attention to things that make you feel so awful inside, right? So I can't look at it. I won't. I refuse, because what am I going to do? There's nothing in my control, in my power, that can change a situation, right? So I'm not going to look at it. I'm not going to talk about it. There's no amount of my stress is going to help that situation. So it's like, I try to just be in the best energy that I can possibly be in, because once more people do that, we raise the vibration of the planet. We raise the vibration of the collective. And once we raise the vibration of the collective, that stuff is eliminated. It's eliminated, because you can't. There's no way. When you're vibrating high, all you want to do is love everybody. Love, peace. You just want to hug everybody. You just want everybody to be happy. You can't even think in the ways that obviously some people are thinking. It's impossible. So I would really recommend people don't pay attention all the time. You can feel and have opinions and send good energy and everything, but it's like, no amount of you stressing is going to change that situation, and it's not going to serve anybody at all. So I had to say that because there's some crazy stuff happening and it breaks my heart, but you know.
Yeah. And I think what you said is so powerful because even just meditation alone affects the entire world, just energetically. Yes. It really does affect the entire world and the planet. So the more that people are happy within themselves and can find moments of grounding and peace and to meditate and to give love, that is going to, in my opinion, help change all the evil that is actually happening. You are a mother also. And so I did want to talk about how I got chills because I feel like what you're doing is impacting your son in such a positive way also. Yeah. And it's changing the future of our world in such a positive way. I would love to hear from you. What are some of the modalities that you share with him? Because I know he's so involved also with what you do. And he's very conscious, of himself at such a young age. And I think that's extraordinary. Tell me about that.
So this is funny because I've honestly, so throughout the life of trauma that I've lived, I mean, I used to suppress emotion so much because a lot of us do because it's not appropriate, right? So I was like the happy friend that was always happy. And that was just suppression of everything that I was feeling. And so the first thing that I taught my son is do not suppress your emotions. Emotions just are. They are natural. They are okay to have. If you feel upset and you want to cry, then cry. Honestly, tears carry frequency. They carry toxins, right? When you cry, you literally rid your body of that. It's a beautiful thing to be able to cry. And unfortunately, so many people, including a ton of people that I know personally, cannot cry. They can't do it, even if they try. Even if they literally sit and try to shed tears, they can't do it because they've been taught that it's not appropriate. Man up, right? You gotta man up. It's like, that's the opposite of manning up, right? Being a strong man is being able to be vulnerable, being able to be authentic with who you truly are, right? In balance, of course. You can't be too one way or the other, but I mean, it's being authentic to how you feel, right? Because everybody has emotions. That's what we came to this planet with. We came to this planet with emotions, feelings. That's it, right? Feelings. So that's what I taught him. I'm like, look, if you're mad, don't hold that in. You need to get that anger out. Go punch a pillow, go scream. And what he really liked is actually coloring, like getting really, really angry, getting a big poster board, getting some crayons and coloring his anger. Right? So, I mean, any way to disperse that energy out of the body, but process through it, not suppress it, process through it. I really taught him the importance of that because I tell him all the time, I suppressed my emotions for so long and it made me sick. So I want you to understand that these things are normal, right? Just work through it. And then once I saw him, or when I see him going a little out of consciousness, right? This is kind of cool for anyone who has like young children to name who they become, right? Monster Larry, like who was that? Because that wasn't you. So who was that? Name who that is. Have them name it. Monster Larry came back. And whenever you see Monster Larry coming out, you can say, hey, I see that Monster Larry is here visiting us today. Can we bring Gabriel back? So it kind of makes them separate and know that that's not who they are, but it's just how they feel or who they are in the time being. It's for a short period of time. So it's that separation of understanding that's not me. I'm not bad, right? It's knowing that that's just a thing, right? So that separation also really helped. And I honestly, how we tell kids, oh, you're such a good boy. You're such a good girl. You're such a bad boy. You're being a bad, I never was like that with my son because I don't want him to ever grow up feeling like you're a bad person, because they really internalize these words from us. So we have to be very careful with how we speak to them. So I would always tell him, you're not a bad boy, but you're acting like a bad boy right now. Like you're not a brat, but you're acting like a brat right now. So it's always those extra little things because children internalize, right? They internalize the smallest little bitty things that we could think is not a big deal at all. And that's a trauma for the rest of their life, So it's all that kind of emotional work that I did with my son at a very young age that really has made him very self-aware and emotionally intelligent. Like he'll pull me aside, Mom, we need to talk. Like, I'm like, oh man, I'm about to get therapy by my kid. Are you processing your anger? I'm like, oh Lord, you know? So, I mean, it's just emotional intelligence. I've taught him emotional intelligence at a very young age. And, I've brain trained him a lot. And I've tried to make him meditate. He hates it. So I'm not going to force him into doing something he doesn't like. But I mean, he used to do it with me occasionally, and really just allowing kids to be who they are, accepting kids for who they are. I mean, we try to put our perceptions and judgments, oh, you should do this and you should do that. Well, who says? We don't own them. We are just walking next to them, guiding them, right? All we are guides to them so they can maneuver in the world how they're supposed to. It's like we don't own these kids. And a lot of parents and adults, we think that we own the children. It's like, no, these kids, they're not going to like everything that we like. They're not going to believe in the same belief systems all the time as we believe in. And it's being okay with who they are, right? And letting them be authentic. So it's like, I think, honestly, to be a better parent, it's really just becoming very conscious within yourself, right? Being very healed within yourself. So you're not popping off on trigger after trigger after trigger, which, by the way, I was not perfect. I was not conscious for, the first little part of my son's life. So I was going off all the time. And, I've had to work with him through all of that because obviously it was very traumatizing, but my triggers were taking me over. I had not done the healing work. So parents, it's like, heal your trauma, because then your triggers will not take you over and you will not take it out on the people that you love the most in inappropriate ways. It's like you have more control of yourself once you start doing that work. So
how important do you feel it is for people to start addressing, the things that they went through in their life, even all the way to childhood?
Oh my God. it's like the most important thing in life to me. Just in my opinion, some people, it's becoming more okay in the world to know that you have trauma. But a lot of people feel like it's a weakness, right? It makes you look weak because you have trauma. But literally what trauma is your nervous system getting stuck in a traumatic response for an extended period of time. Whether that be you fell on your knee and you scraped it, ouch, and now you can't get your nervous system back into homeostasis after that trauma, or someone gets shot in front of you and you watch someone's head get blown off and you have brains all over your face. I mean, literally, your body will react the same way, okay? The same way. So there is no big trauma, no little trauma. There just is trauma. And everybody has it, okay? Everybody has it. You cannot go through life unscathed of trauma. There are some more relevant traumas that get stuck in your body because your nervous system was stuck there a lot longer. And there's the trauma like, hey, I remember I fell off a bike and I scraped my face up pretty bad. Now, do I have triggers from that? I don't believe so, but that was still a trauma in my life, right? So it's like, we have to really understand that word and not look at it and perceive that word as, oh, I'm weak because I have trauma. No, well, everybody has trauma. Like everybody. Like if you fell down and you hit your head, you have trauma. You went through some trauma. If you lost somebody in your life, I mean, that's trauma. That's traumatic to the nervous system. It shifts your nervous system, right? That's all trauma is. So for me, I think that is the most important thing to do is to address your trauma, because what stems from trauma are triggers, right? And then once a trigger takes over your body, then you become unconscious and out of control. And that's when people get killed. That's when you haul off and kill somebody and you're like, oh my God, what did I just do? Well, your body went into a very extremely stressed state and you lost blood from your frontal lobe because it rushed to the back because your nervous system changed and now you didn't make a conscious thought. You were not there, right? So if we don't address these things, then literally it's still in our body. It's still in our energy. It's in our physical body. And literally your body will go into such a stressed state, even from the tiniest little thing that seems tiny on the outside. But then for that person, it's like, wow, boom, now they've lost consciousness and now they're doing things out of consciousness, right? So trauma really clouds your perspective on what reality really is, because you come to these moments with prejudgments because of stuff that you've went through in the past. So it's so important for us to address these things because we need to start seeing reality for really what it is, not for, oh, well, you said this and it made me feel like you said this. Well, no, I said this. You know, you read that wrong because back 20 years ago, your mama said the same thing to you and was smacking you upside the head when she was saying it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have to start connecting these things to understand, to see reality correctly, right? For what it truly is. And trauma will cloud that. So the minute that you start addressing your stuff, you start connecting your stuff, you start addressing your triggers, then you become more powerful than those things. So it's not like I don't get triggered. I get triggered all the time, but it's like, okay, I see that I'm triggered. My body is going crazy. I'm going to observe this. I'm going to take some deep breaths so I can calm my body back down. And I'm going to look at life and what just happened for what it is, not for what I thought because something happened to me when I was 6 years old. So it's like, it's so important to me. I mean, everybody has it and everybody needs to work through it because that's what's going to make the planet a better place.
Hey, Fidelity. What's it cost to invest with the Fidelity app?
Start with as little as $1 with no account fees or trade commissions on U.S. stocks and ETFs.
That's music to my ears.
I can only talk.
Investing involves risk, including risk of loss. Zero account fees apply to retail brokerage accounts only. Sell order assessment fee not included. A limited number of ETFs are subject to a transaction-based service fee of $100. See full list at fidelity.com/commissions. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE SIPC.
This episode is brought to you by Coffee Mate. After watching this season of the HBO's original series, The White Lotus, this is the tropical getaway I needed. One more pina colada, please.
Hey, you're not on mute.
Oh. I thought I was in paradise. Turns out, it was my Coffee Mate. Coffee Mate Pina Colada and Thai-iced coffee-flavored creamers. Inspired by the newest season of HBO's original series, The White Lotus. For the love of coffee. Try now.
So just bringing self-awareness to ourselves.
Yes.
Right? Being conscious of being conscious.
Everybody goes through it. Like a lot of people say, oh, well, they didn't go through so much, so why are they so whack and sad about that? Like, they didn't go through anything. Just because they're comparing what they're going through with what they went through. And it's like your life could have a whole bunch of crap in it, right? And this person's life could have a little bit of what's your perspective crap in it. But our bodies are the same. They react the same way. So what you might see as small is what that person, you know, it's not the same for that person. So it's like these judgments, they need to go away. They need to go away. I mean, I used to be the same way. Like, oh, you know, I went through a lot. But it's like, and I used to look at people like, oh, well, they didn't go through half the stuff that I went through. So why are they acting all like that? No, that's not fair. It's not fair because everybody has trauma and the body responds the same way. The same way. We're all the same. We're all really built the same way. Like, if things happen to us and our nervous system shifts, boom, trauma. It's like, whatever the stimulus is, it's like, whatever the take in from whatever stimulus that is, it just depends on the vessel. It's like, it's not for us to judge.
One of my last few questions is, I would love to hear what advice you would give to your younger self.
I think it would be just to be okay with having emotions. You know, I mean, I think that's because of my own personal journey. That was one of the hardest things for me to overcome, is to know that I am okay having emotions, which means if someone is doing something that I don't like, then it's okay for me to speak up because I'm reacting and I don't like that, right? So it's being more in touch and in tune with emotion, so you're able to put up correct boundaries for yourself, because boundaries are what creates a healthy life. If you have no boundaries, then you're not creating a healthy life for yourself. Your body is feeling unsafe all the time. So it's like, once you start putting up these boundaries and protecting yourself and showing real self-love, that's when things will start falling into place and you'll start feeling better, right? But I mean, what that takes is being in tune with how you feel. And it's like, we've just gotten so out of touch with that. And I mean, what else would I say? I would say it's okay. Like, I was hopeless back then because I felt like, oh my God, I'm going through so much. Then nothing, like, it's always something, one thing after another. But I would just tell myself, or people that are experiencing a lot of drama, that it's okay. It is okay. It is going to be okay. You can be okay. There is hope. There is happiness. There is peace. You can have that without having to have drugs or alcohol or parties or friends. I mean, there's a level of peace that is unlike anything outside of yourself can give you. And you can find that. You just have to keep going through these processes, right? So it's being okay with life and how it comes at you.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Yes. And thank you so much for your time. I would love if you can also just let people know a little bit about yourself and also where they can find you. I know you have a new show called Just a Gem, which I love. So
you.
Yeah.
Yes, so you can find me on Instagram at Elisabeth, spelled with an S. My name is spelled with an S. A lot of people spell it with a Z, but I'm actually Elisabeth, spelled with an S. So Elisabeth Hoekstra on Instagram. And then, I have 2 podcasts, one that I host with Billy, my soon-to-be husband, called BioHack Your Best Life. And that's on the Forbidden Knowledge Podcast Network every Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. And then, I launched my own podcast. It's called Just a Gem, which is just a bunch of gems in a short amount of time, as many as I can fit into, a short period of time. And that's Mondays at 7:30 Eastern on the Forbidden Knowledge Podcast Network. And if you guys, look at my book and just look at my Instagram, you can find out about me. I'm an open book. I'm an open book. So, and I promise if you follow some of the things that I talk about, you will feel better. You will feel better. So,
yeah. It is possible. Yeah. Thank you, Elisabeth. I really appreciate your time. Yes. I know this is going to help so many people listening to the show, and I will link everything down below so people can find you, and anything else will be down below. So thank you so much for your time today.
Awesome. Yes, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it so much. I love these conversations. And yes, I love your work too. Keep being you. You're awesome and inspirational as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate